The Big Lebowski is a 1998 crime comedy film written, produced, and directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, and it's one of the captain's favorite movies of all time.
2 oat sodas, Gary.
Hey, good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Sorry to hear about Donnie.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes, well, hey, man.
It stars Jeff Bridges as Jeffrey the Dude Lebowski, a Los Angeles slacker, an avid bowler, and white Russian drinker. Sam Elliott, Julianne Moore, Steve Buscemi, David Huddleston, and John Turturro also appear in supporting roles. The film was loosely inspired by the work of Raymond Chandler. Joel Coen stated, "We wanted to do a Chandler kind of story, how it moves episodically and deals with the characters trying to unravel a mystery, as well as having a hopelessly complex plot that's ultimately unimportant." The original score was composed by Carter Burwell, a longtime collaborator of the Coen brothers, and it's just magic. While The Big Lebowski was a disappointment at the US box office and received mixed reviews at the time of its release, over time, reviews have become largely positive and the film has become a cult favorite, noted for its idiosyncratic characters, dream sequences, unconventional dialogue, and eclectic soundtrack. In 2014, the film was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress, being deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. A spin-off based on John Turturro's character called Going Places was filmed in 2017, with Turturro also acting as writer and director. But enough about the movie. We're here to talk pinball, baby.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I first became aware of a Big Lebowski pinball machine way back in 2014, thanks to a Kotaku article about the game.
It all started with a rug. You've been waiting for 69 days, and you've been wanting it. Under an exclusive license from Universal Pictures, Dutch Pinball abides. The Big Lebowski Pinball. I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that.
It will be released in 2015, and it'll cost $8,500, which sounds a bit extreme at first, especially the miniature bowling lane and that life-sized white Russian. That article had a bunch of pictures, and it looked amazing. Thoroughly incredible. The rug feature that seemed to be a bash target that would push the rug back, and apparently there is a trap door back there under that area once you open the rug up. It looks incredible. I followed it loosely, knowing I wasn't going to be able to afford one. However, things are not always what they seem in the pinball world, and some things may prove to be easier said than done. The Big Lebowski has become such an iconic piece of pop culture. It's one of those films that you watch once, then find yourself quoting John Goodman's Walter repeatedly for the next year. You're out of your element, Donnie!
That rug really tied the room together, did it not?
Fucking A. This guy peed on it.
Donnie, please.
If you see a Big Lebowski pinball game in a bowling alley arcade, take a picture with it. You know what? Try to find the owner and buy that thing from him, because it is as rare as a bad Coen Brothers film, Barton Fink notwithstanding. It took Dutch Pinball of the Netherlands nearly 3 years to bring this pinball game to market. They fought through licensing issues, design delays, and renegotiations with production vendors, most notably ARA, attempting to fill their limited edition 300 promised purchase orders. However, on March 25, 2017, Dutch Pinball emailed the 300 people with outstanding deposits that they have ceased production and will not be filling their remaining back orders due to a dispute with their chief vendor, ARA. Higher than anticipated production costs, devaluation of the euro, and other factors are believed to be the source of the dispute. It is believed that of the 300 units ordered, only 36 have actually shipped. 3 dozen shipped globally is an incredibly low amount of pinball machines, making the Big Lebowski one of the scarcest non-prototype pinball machines ever. Mint condition pinball machines are extremely rare, and sell for a premium at hotly contested auctions because pinball machines commonly get beat the fuck up and abused at bars, bowling alleys, and arcades. Out of the 36 units shipped, it is unknown how many there are in the wild, arcades, bowling alleys, pubs, versus private residences, but one thing you can bet Donnie's life on, the Big Lebowski just became one of the most sought-after pinball machines in the world. Now, ARA does have 40 units available for shipment, per the Dutch Pinball email, which could possibly come to market someday. However, even if this unlikely thing does happen, depending on legal proceedings between the two companies, it won't happen anytime soon. PinballNews.com has an in-depth article from last year about the level of development and sophistication put into the production of the Big Lebowski Pinball machine. You can read it over there. This is a fascinating subject, and there's a whole lot of law issues going on, and licensing problems, and production part issues, and lawsuits going down. And it seems like most of these games are never really going to see the light of day. I went over to Pinside.com and got myself into the forums and asked a couple questions about this situation to see exactly where it stands as of February 2019. And here's basically the gist of what I got. Dutch Pinball contracted to build games with ARA, and ARA has supposedly built about 40 games, with parts on hand for several more. For whatever reason, there was a pricing dispute. Some people are saying that ARA underestimated what it would cost to build the games and wanted to charge more, or Dutch made changes partway through that increased the cost. Or some people are saying Dutch simply ran out of money, or possibly some combination of all three. In either case, ARA wouldn't release the games and Dutch wouldn't pay, so they went to court over the issue. ARA offered a deal to produce, release games in exchange for 51% ownership in Dutch Pinball, but the owners of Dutch Pinball declined. It still appears to be an ongoing case, but at last report, the judge overseeing the case ordered the two parties to try to work things out between themselves before proceeding further in court, which is apparently the dispute process under Dutch law. Some pre-order customers and distributors received their games, some did not. After the situation with ARA was at a standstill back in late 2017, Dutch Pinball announced they would start manufacturing games again with a Chinese company, Zytec. XY Tech. They built a couple of engineering samples, however, for some unanswered reason, full production did not proceed. There's a whole lot of crazy going down with this thing, but the point is, there's about 30, possibly 50 of them floating around in the world right now. If you find one at a pinball show, play it. Apparently, it's a really good game. It's listed at an 8 right now over on Pinside, an 8 out of 10. That's a high score for a pinball machine. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Like, subscribe, comment. Check out the next episode, episode 7 of The Lost Pins, coming soon next week, sometime on Wednesday. Thank you guys again. Captain!
I guess that's the way the whole darned human comedy keeps perpetuating itself. Down through the generations, westward the wagons, across the sands of time until we... Oh, look at me. I'm rambling again. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. Catch you later on down the trail.
CaptNRetro, it's the CaptNRetro Show.